As global life expectancies rise, we are facing an accelerating crisis of cognitive decline. By the year 2025, Japan alone estimates they will be managing nearly 7 million cases of dementia. When we think about protecting our brains from this kind of deterioration, the typical assumptions involve hitting the genetic lottery or eventually relying on highly complex, expensive medical interventions. But the research suggests that an effective defense against this slowdown can be found in a surprisingly small, low-cost dietary habit. We are going to examine a massive data analysis out of UCLA, break down the specific neurobiology of one unique food item, and pinpoint the exact daily dosage you need to see measurable results. The solution we're exploring requires eating less than a single handful of a very common grocery store ingredient. We are going to calculate the minimum effective dose of walnuts required to actively upgrade human brain function. Dr. Lenore Arab and her research team at the UCLA David Geffen School of Medicine wanted to see if the neuroprotective effects of walnuts observed in animal models translated to humans. To do that, they didn't run a small, isolated lab experiment. They accessed data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, a massive logistical operation that tracks the health habits of the entire U.S. population. The researchers took a representative sample of adults spanning an age from 20 all the way to 90. They cross-referenced what these individuals ate over a 24-hour period against their scores on 5 rigorous cognitive tests, measuring memory, concentration, and reaction time. Because this analysis tracked thousands of Americans across all demographics, the results carry significant statistical weight. We are looking at a universal human biological response. This chart shows the performance of young and middle-aged adults, aged 20 to 59. The data reveals that those who consumed walnuts completed symbol-digit substitution tasks faster, shaving 0.39 seconds off their processing speed. In that same younger cohort, simple reaction times dropped by 16.4 milliseconds compared to the control group. When the data shifts to the older demographic, those aged 60 and above, the cognitive benefits manifested differently. Walnut consumers in this group saw a 7.1 percentile point spike in story recall and verbal memory tests. The data reveals a dual benefit. While walnuts support memory in older populations, they also improve processing speed for young and middle-aged adults. The mechanism driving this performance comes down to a specific plant-based omega-3 called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. Walnuts are the only nut that contain ALA in significant quantities. When you digest ALA, it acts as a structural component for your nervous system. It physically integrates into cell membranes and fortifies the pathways between neurons, allowing electrical signals to travel efficiently. At the same time, walnuts deliver a heavy payload of antioxidants, roughly 3.7 millimoles per ounce, which actively sweep away the oxidative stress that slowly damages brain tissue over time. This dual action mechanism directly mirrors previous animal studies, where these exact compounds were shown to successfully suppress the progression of Alzheimer's disease in mice. Walnuts operate as a highly targeted biological delivery system, supplying the exact raw materials your brain uses to repair and maintain its own hardware. Bringing this back from the clinical data to the natural source, we have to ask how much of this specific food you actually need to consume to trigger these neurological benefits. Looking at this visual scale, the threshold is surprisingly low. The population data showed peak cognitive benefits at just 10.3 grams a day for younger adults and 13.1 grams for older adults. That is less than a single handful. We now have clear population data proving that the unique combination of ALA and antioxidants found in walnuts protects processing speed and memory across every age group and demographic. Starting tomorrow, you can take advantage of this biology by simply replacing one processed daily snack with a small handful of walnuts. Preserving your long-term cognitive health does not demand a massive lifestyle overhaul. It only takes a single, highly effective daily micro-intervention.